Chief Meteorologist Jared Floyd.
The Monroe Regional Airport dropped below freezing 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. That was the day before Valentine's Day. They finally got above freezing at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's 141 consecutive hours at or below freezing, a new all-time record for the Monroe Regional Airport. We'll look for overnight lows tonight back in the upper teens to low 20s. Make sure you're staying warm safely, especially our neighbors without power across the Arklamas. Daytime highs tomorrow in the mid-40s, maybe the upper 40s in some spots as the thaw and the melt accelerates across the region. That's your forecast first. NBC 10 News at 6 starts now.
Your local news leader, celebrating 65 years of keeping you informed. Home of the live Storm Tracker Doppler and voted by you as the best newscast in the Arklamas. This is NBC 10 News at 6.
Thanks for joining us on your weather station. I'm Christina Jensen. Water continues to be an issue for people in our area. Some cities are under a boil advisory, while others have no water at all. NBC 10's Maya Hudgens has been making calls to water companies and local city officials trying to get some answers. And Maya, why are people dealing with these issues?
Christina, due to freezing temperatures, families have been dripping their faucets so that their pipes don't freeze. Now, this comes after when everyone is dripping their faucets in every single house across northeast Louisiana, we begin to come into these issues. That includes low water pressure and in some cases, no water at all. Limited or lack of water is something many residents have been struggling with over the past few days, including the town of Tallulah. Mayor Charles Finlayson says water and power companies are working hard to get both of these resources restored, but they're running into problems. He says 20% of the town is without power. There are multiple pipe breaks in homes and 5 breaks in major pipes across the city. By the time water is being pumped into the tank, it leaks out of broken pipes. Mayor Finlayson says the town will have to ration water by having it turned on in the mornings and then maybe turned off in the afternoons. We're being told that bottled water will be handed out in the next few days. Duboc Deer Factory water system is also experiencing a water outage to its customers. But the water problems don't stop there. Currently, 60 different water systems have issued boil advisories. The CDC says during an advisory, you must boil your water for at least 1 full minute before using it. Even when you brush your teeth, you're advised to boil the water first. Now, with the weather staying below freezing tonight, you're going to continue to need to drip your faucet so that it doesn't freeze up. However, after tonight, that shouldn't be a problem as the temperatures will rise and you should be getting that water pressure back. Reporting live in West Monroe, I'm Maya Hudgens. Christina, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Maya. To see if your water company has issued an advisory, head to our website, myarklamas.com. And for those of you living in West Monroe and West Washita, free water will be handed out tomorrow. The distribution is set from 12 to 2 p.m. It will be in the parking lot of West Monroe City Hall. Now, West Monroe and West Washita residents under a boil advisory, they are eligible to receive the case of water. And meanwhile, people who live in Richland Parish are recovering from the icy winter storm that's gripped much of the Arklamas. NBC 10's Kyla Scott has a look at what's happening in that area. Kyla?
Hey guys, yeah, another day of dealing with this sloshy mess, but look behind me, a lot of the roadway is starting to clear off, but that does not mean that the risk of driving on them is completely gone. If you don't believe me, take a look at this video. These truckers have packed this shopping center parking lot because they're getting off of I20 because they know the risk that's there. Residents were out today trying to, get groceries and food. Look at the line around McDonald's. It's just wrapped around the building. And so as you're driving, be mindful. Those power lines that had icicles on them, they're melting and falling, and that could crash on your car. So you want to be careful about that as well, and be mindful as you're out and about the area. A lot of residents still don't have power, so that's something that we're still dealing with here in Richland Parish. Water was restored to most people, and I saw people asking whether or not we have a boil advisory. We did get an email about a boil advisory system-wide in this area. So if you were wondering, boil your water at least for 1 minute before using it. That's all I have for now. I'll send it back to you in the studio. Reporting for your weather station, I'm Kyla Scott.
Power outages continue to be a problem here. Entergy says around 18,000 customers across the state are without power. At last check, Richland Parish had the most outages in our area. Around 2,000 customers are out of power there. In Washita Parish, over 1,000 are without power. Entergy says in our area, crews found 89 poles and 25 transformers that still need to be repaired. And tomorrow, the mayor of Monroe will address the city's response to the winter storms. Mayor Ellis will be joined by representatives of several city departments who will discuss recovery efforts. The press conference will be held in front of the Monroe Civic Center around 3 p.m. It will be streamed live on the city's Facebook page. And I20 West from Monroe to Shreveport is back open tonight. LSP closed down portions of the interstate last night because of ice on the roadways. NBC 10's Isabel Albritton took video of I20 earlier today, and you can see the long line of trucks on the interstate, and this was near Ruston. Traffic was backed up for several hours here because of that closure. And even though I-20 is back open, some roads and bridges in our area are still closed. Here with an update on when they will reopen is NBC 10's Queen Star Benini.
The Department of Transportation and Development says you can expect improvements to I-20 on-ramps and overpasses by the end of this weekend. Road crews have aggressively resumed salting and sanding roads after a brief pause during the thick of the storm. As far as what roadways they're focusing on,
we are primarily focusing on I-20 at this point. And as far as the closure that's in place there, we are working to be able to get that to a point where we can reopen it. We're still having some issues on I-20 near Ruston.
The rain cloud icons you see on this map indicate overpasses over I-20 that remain closed. For those who usually use I-20, US 80 is an alternate route to get around. Other priority roads that are open include US 165 in Monroe and US 167 in Ruston. Aaron Buchanan, Public Information Officer for LADOTD, says at this point it's uncertain which closures will be reopened. However, rising temps mean sooner rather than later.
Thankfully, we are seeing some cooperation with Mother Nature. We've got some sunshine. We are going to see temperatures rise above freezing. We've had our crews out round the clock treating roadways.
While road conditions are improving, you're still cautioned to not drive.
So think of themselves and each other. If they're risking heading out, you're putting yourself and others in danger despite the improvement to the conditions. And so, again, just hang in there.
For the latest on roadway reopenings as well as traffic conditions, visit myarklamis.com. Reporting in West Monroe, Queen Star Benini, NBC 10, your weather station.
Since some roads and bridges are closed, local businesses are helping truck drivers stranded in our area. NBC 10's CJ Macklin spoke to one business in Ruston who is lending a helping hand.
Yes, I-20 West was shut down last night and caused many problems for truck drivers across the country. But one Ruston car dealership lent it out their helping hand to help the truck drivers that were stranded on the interstate.
This morning, just a couple of them came over. We gave them some coffee and that, and then we figured, hey, let's run to Super One and get all the hamburgers and sausage and stuff they have, and we'll just cook some food. We have that trailer that we always cook food for on Saturdays, so we just figured we'd cook up some food.
Walmart had some meat because they freezer thawed out, so they actually gave that to us. We started cooking that on the grill over behind the Walmart. So we pushed it. So when we got here, the guy was like, well, we got a whole smoker and a grill, so y'all get this. He just came over and he started doing it. So, God bless Carl Malone and Toyota, man. Like, seriously, because there's still guys out there on I-20 that really don't know what's going on here. And then he started walking up the hill from the trucks because it's parked. Everybody's parked on I-20 right now.
Coming up on your weather station, warmer temperatures bringing new problems for the state of Texas. A look at what's happening there. Plus, President Biden signs an emergency declaration for our state. What this means for us.
Sunshine, warmer temperatures helping out in some spots today, but as skies clear tonight, refreeze and a hard freeze temperature-wise across the region, along with the possibility maybe some freezing fog. A full look at the forecast as NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
Well, the Arklamis looked like a winter wonderland.
Road conditions, again, less than ideal. Stay home if you can.
Road conditions were anything but wonderful. The NBC 10 News team worked day and night to bring you critical information, alerting you of road closures, businesses that were still open, and power outages. It takes more than just 4 people to cover weather like this. It takes a dedicated team proud to call themselves